Me want honeycomb.
Okay, tell me right now without looking. What was on the cover of the honeycomb box? What was that animal?
It was a furry little meatball, brown with tiny.
Yeah, what the animal is that?
Hey everybody, welcome to Sweethearts, episode 2. I'm Beth Stelling from Dayton, Ohio.
And I'm Mo Welch from Normal, Illinois.
And we are comedians.
Yes.
We've been on the road lately.
We have.
Mo's actually decided to get private lessons.
I have. So
Was it in comedy or?
Yes. I'm getting private lessons in comedy because roasted. Yeah, you need them, but then you find out actually that is what I'm telling you.
Okay, tell me what's going on.
I have a joke I've been writing about being a helicopter mom, and I really want to know how to do a helicopter impression. Okay. So I've contacted somebody because I'm trying to do private lessons to figure out if he could teach me how to do a helicopter sound. And he lives really far away. Yeah, he lives really far away, and he hasn't messaged me back yet. But if any of you sweethearts have any connects to somebody who could teach me how to do a helicopter, let me tell you, this is what I've learned from YouTube. First of all,
it sounds like you don't even need help.
I do, because I want it to be perfect. But
okay.
And I'm willing to spend any amount of money.
Okay, she doesn't mean that.
Any amount.
Mo, we need money for the Sweethearts
Cleo does not
fund.
need to go to college. I need this helicopter impression to work if I think I'm going to get a special on CISO one day.
CISO's actually dead.
Okay, so they say that to be really careful because you might pass out, first of all. Yeah. But this is what I have so far.
Okay, just relax. Right. Everybody stay calm. Here it comes.
Wait, that's too spitty.
Okay, honestly.
Did you see how I almost passed out just then?
I mean, I almost passed out, and so did half the lesbians watching.
Yeah.
Mo's like, here's this helicopter sound.
Yeah, here it is. And then you go, Yeah. That's my problem.
I feel like this is just one big infomercial for your sexual prowess.
I don't know. It might be.
It's really good so far. And did you for real get lightheaded?
Yeah, because you have to breathe in.
It's really good so far, Mo. Have you tried it on stage yet?
I know. I've been trying it in sound checks.
Okay. Because there is a difference between the sound effect while you're performing and the sound effect elsewhere.
Okay, but you know what's going to happen is that I'm just going to abandon the bit immediately, and I'm like, no, I wasn't just doing anything. It's fine.
No, let's forget.
No, I have to practice. This is one of those things that's like, I wrote the joke probably 9 months ago, and so it's going to be.
It's time.
It's going to be debuted probably at the year mark.
I have a sound effect in this new hour too.
Did you private lessons or did you teach yourself?
I don't know. You be the judge.
Okay, let's hear it. Wait, don't tell me what it is.
Okay.
A dog sniffing an ass?
Very close. It's an old dog doing cocaine and then blowing it away.
I don't even want to know what the joke is.
Come to Netflix is a Joke Festival to find out both of our sound effects.
I think that we should do more sound effects in our comedy. I think that's what's missing from comedy these days.
That's what I'm trying to incorporate.
Yeah. We're going backwards in our careers, and I'm okay with that. We're going to have like very big Paula Poundstone suits on, which I do appreciate genuinely.
The suit?
Yeah.
You know, I got to wear a Paula Poundstone-esque suit in the show Red X on Amazon when I was playing a comedian. And I think it's season 2. It might be episode 3, 4, 5. Because it's a show that's set in the 80s.
That's fun.
And I got to play a comic. And little known fact by the Beth heads.
Yeah.
And it's probably news to the sweeties.
And the Moths.
I have made out with Jennifer Grey from Dirty Dancing.
I carried a watermelon.
And
wow.
And she also carried that scene we were in together.
Wait, I didn't know that.
I'm so shocked.
Okay, I will. Yes,
okay,
please.
cut to Mo pretending like she hasn't totally jerked off to that Red Oak scene.
I know. I'm like... Oh,
Yeah.
wait, is
Oh
there a
my
video?
gosh.
Can we find a video?
Wait, hold on. What's that from?
Whoa, what's that down there?
When did I talk about that? Pole dancing with Jennifer Grey.
Is that you kissing?
Oh, that is us kissing.
Oh my gosh.
By the way, I did grab her. Looks like I'm kind of sweaty.
Wait, you're kind of laughing, and look at your thumb imprinting on her cheek.
Why did I go so hard? I think that's actually anti-lesbian of me to go that hard.
You were really like,
guys, what was the pole dancing thing? Well, I want to see the video. Oh, okay, great.
Yeah.
Here's the video of me.
Wow, that's porn.
Can I just say? Okay, that's porn.
Straight up porn.
Oh,
And
here
I
she is.
also
She's so
love
cute.
that joke about the birthmark on Gorbachev's head. Wait, I'm always confused. Do you call
Here I
them jokes
am. I'm looking
or
to see if we're
bits or-
alone. It's the 80s.
Wow. You certainly have a suit on.
Wait, look, I didn't grab her head.
What?
That must have been an outtake.
Nothing. You
Must have been
Or
a
we did
director's
kiss,
cut.
I think, another time.
No, here it is. Look at the thumb. Oh my God. Oh my God. Wow, Beth, you really went for it. This is on a porn
haven't
site. I
watched
love that.
that.
Wait, how are you like on a lesbian porn site before I am?
Look, I think we'll say it once and we've said it again. I'm gayer than Mo.
Yeah. You are wearing camo pants, so I cannot deny
You're
that
in a
right
sweater
now.
vest. Don't come for me.
Yeah. Shit.
Okay. So but I wonder what podcast I talked about that on when I went pole dancing. Pole dancing with Jennifer Grey, which is true.
You went pole dancing
So
with
Jennifer has a huge passion for dancing, always has.
Yeah.
Like, yes, she was in Dirty Dancing, but she is a dancer and has always had a passion for it. So, okay. Yeah, I remember that. I'll tell you something about that in a second. Okay. Sorry. Where was I going? That really distracted me.
pole dancing.
Because this podcast I was on is very funny because it was a young comic who basically, when I told this tale, apparently, they told me they went to an open mic and did a joke of mine and that it killed.
Wait, that is so funny.
I was like, first of all, I'm honored, and also, you're not allowed to do that.
I love that. That is so
I basically,
funny.
I go, how did it do? And she's like, it killed. And I was like, the funny thing is, I can't remember. I haven't listened. I would love to know if we could do a poll. Sorry, I'm all over the place, but I would love to know what comics listen to the podcast after they're on it.
Oh, right.
I never look back.
Yeah.
Anyway, what does that say about somebody?
I never look
Are they
back either. But Sam will,
micromanaging?
I think it's nice that Sam
Adam
occasionally will
listens
listen.
and then gives me the review, which I
Exactly.
appreciate.
I like that.
It is nice to get feedback because you go, I did it. I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially if I'll leave and he'll say, how did it feel?
Mm-hmm.
And I'll say how I felt.
Mm-hmm.
And then later when it comes out, he'll be like, I see where you're coming from. They sandbagged you sandbagged you right here.
Oh.
Yeah. Or
Sam
he'll say,
said
no, it came off great. Don't worry.
Sam said I brought up Uncle Buck too much in one episode of a podcast.
There's never enough Uncle Buck, if I'm honest.
And I think it's grounds for divorce.
And I don't want to take it that far. Okay, so we were talking about me and Jay Gray. She's got a passion for dancing. Even when we did Red Oaks, she took the whole group out to, I think it was salsa dancing. And that was fun. And then she was staying because it was shot in New York, like kind of, I don't want to say upstate, but can't remember exactly. And she said when we're back in LA, let's do another dance class together. And she took me to a pole dancing class, my first one. I haven't really done one since, but
Did you have to go up? You
the
went
pole?
up? Yeah.
Yeah, I made it to the top.
That's the goal? No.
She said to me, she's like, you've done this before, haven't you? And I was like, no. So I was flattered, first of all. And second of all, I think it's because I was a gymnast. I used to have to climb the rope.
There's something funnier about being like
done this
putting
before.
a pole in front of you and be like, you've done this before, right? Yeah.
No, she like saw me do it and she's like, you're too good.
Oh, that's nice.
And I was like, no, I think I did have gymnastics background.
Right.
Yeah.
Party thighs. Yes. It is really hard. I told you my sister in the pandemic,
yes.
She was our
Pole
nanny.
dancing runs in Mo's family.
Yes. So she put her pole in my mom's car and they drove out here. The reason they had to drive is so she could bring the pole.
Such a hazard, by the
Yeah.
way. Any sort of stopping quickly, an accident, it's
Yeah.
going through somebody's noggin.
And and then when she was our nanny during the pandemic, the classes were online. So she set up her pole in our living room. And we would be over with the baby over here, like on a Sunday afternoon. And then my sister would be like in lingerie, like over here, just like stinking up the living room. No offense, Mary Kate. Everybody gets sweaty.
She's not
including
listening.
Me.
She's
on the pole. Yeah.
She's doing a cam.
So I know a lot about pole dancing as well. But it is really hard. It? I mean, I just like
did one little swing on it.
No, I can't.
You and Sam never took turns. Just a little,
just one little swing. Play. We have like a funny video. Yeah, it was in our backyard for so long. It's so funny.
It is like the interesting thing is some of them are static and some of them move.
Yeah,
I think I like the static one better personally.
Me too. I would.
The moving one, I was like,
that's jarring.
I can't. Yeah. I can't get a grip here.
I know. This is like wrestling.
I will
say, what? It's fake.
What was the last strip club you've been in? I went to 2, I think, last year, which is not like me.
I don't. Yeah, that's not really my thing, but I respect that that's what you do after comedy shows.
I gotta wind down somehow. No, here's the thing. Atlanta show, high school friend who was one of the subjects of the story from this Netflix special, the last one, If You Didn't Want Me Then. It was shot in Dayton. We grew up in Dayton. Mary is one of the kids in the story of us going down to the University of Dayton. So when I was running that in Atlanta, she of course loved it. She brought her mom and she's like, let's go out afterwards. And I'm tired and I don't really love going out.
Yeah.
But I was like, of course I want to spend time with her. She's like, have you been to Claremont Lounge? Which I haven't. And it's basically the place all the comics or everyone always tell you to go to in Atlanta. It's a bar strip club, but I don't know how to put it. Could you look up Claremont Lounge, Stella? Yeah, it's like a dive bar and the dancers are just...
Oh.
Some of them are older women, I suppose.
Yeah.
And they're not like your typical
Okay, I get it. Fun.
I guess this is like playing charades, but
yeah,
with words that are acceptable to describe a woman's body.
Right. Okay, I got it. Not the typical.
Yeah, not your like sometimes that body type is less accessible than everybody would like to believe. That this sort of stripper, very in shape type of athletic look. So these bodies are a little more, I don't know, relaxed fit.
Is it like a lap dance situation or is it just dancing?
Now here's the thing. I'm not, again, the only time I've been to a male strip club that I can recall would have been on Jamie Lee's bachelorette party. And even when you first get there, it's a little like, I don't know, I don't want this man's glitter all over me.
Yeah.
And also I love how I actually get caught up in the story of it.
Yeah.
For some reason, part of me has to be like, but we might actually end up being together, right? Like some sort of strange tale
really
in my head.
Loves me.
And by the end of it, I was like, this guy's in love with me. But I had to to get into it, I had to be like, yeah, maybe. As opposed to just a random guy with a shaved chest, scraping my skin with his stubble and leaving glitter on me. I ended up getting into it with a little bit of alcohol.
Yeah.
Anyway, plus they do pick you up and spin you around and stuff. And it was her bachelorette party, so you kind of got to rise to the occasion.
Yeah. That's what I like about country swing dancing. The guy picks you up and it just kind of picks you up and swings you around. You're fully clothed though. I always like that.
And then I suppose the last one was Portland in this last November. Yeah. And that one was a definite. So I don't know how else to describe Claremont. It was, I think it's cash only. We had some beers. It was so loud. I'm the person who's coming to a strip club to have a conversation with an old friend. That's not going to work.
Right. Yeah, that's
and
not
then
where
they're coming up and offering lap dances, and I just absolutely don't want them.
You're like, can I have some tea?
And I think one of them may have popped a ping pong ball out of her hoo-ha. I forget. Something happened where something was shot across the bar, and now I can't remember. Yeah, maybe a dart.
Oh. That's some precision.
And then I've had a weird spearmint rhino moment with some comics in Vegas at a festival where it was just the girl was
here's where you're going wrong. Every single strip club has been intertwined with comedy somehow.
I agree with you completely.
And I think that is wrong.
Why do you think that is?
Yeah. It's because we live late night lifestyles. But even Jamie Lee going, that's still comedy. But that's still comedy because she's a comedian.
And in the Portland one was right next to our hotel, and it was let's just stop in. but I think I told you this story. That's when the stripper came up to me and she sort of bounced down into a squat and then went like this. And I was like, oh, fuck. I can't. I'm uncomfortable.
Yeah. Well, I
Because
also
I don't
went
want
to
any of that.
I went to a Portland one as well, and that was the second I walked in, I saw a vagina because they're like, it's so different, it's feminist. And I walked in and it was like spread eagle, and I was just like, whoa! Like I just didn't know what to expect because I've only been to jumbos, which
I haven't been there yet.
You know, you have to wear clothes, and so yeah, I was not expecting that, and it's not one of those things where like, yes, I am a lesbian, but like I'm going there and I'm like that to me that's not I'm not like, oh my God, this is so hot. And there was a comic there, and I told you this, but like there was a comic there that was like playing up that like I'm a lesbian and this is fucking hot. And I was just so grossed out by the whole situation.
Spell their
because
name
of
with your
that.
tongue on my palm.
Yeah. Wait, I'll do Morse code with my helicopter impression.
Yeah, there is just I don't know. Of course, I'm all for them making money. The Portland one, there was a guy front row and who was really locked into a woman. And it's just sort of like, even when maybe a fan after a show is kind of intense, it's a little like, I can imagine being nude as well.
Oh God. Yeah, I can't imagine.
But the stripper was very kind, and I put her on the list for the show the next night because she was like, what are you here doing? And I was like, I'm just visiting
the
friends.
one that did this?
This one. And I said, I'm just visiting friends. And she goes, I know you. And I was like, ah!
Fan. Yes.
And then I said, okay, well, yeah, you caught me. I am here for shows. She's like, do you have any tomorrow? And I said, yeah. Or, do you want me to put you on the list? And she said, yes. And then she came.
Wait, that's a cool fan. I like that.
She was nice. And I said, she offered the lap dance again. Again, I don't know if it would have been free.
You're like, how about before my show?
Well, that's the thing.
Blow
I'm
off
not
some
interested
steam.
in a lap dance. I just am not. And and she said, oh, I just thought it might be a fun story for you, which I respect the offer of potential material. But
Lap dance doesn't do it.
I don't know what
think
would happen
for...
unless she planned on like taking a hot dump on my lap.
Well, like it's like our stuff just isn't there. You know what I mean?
What
like,
do you mean?
So that like to me a laptop
our
is
sexual
laptop,
feelings?
lap dance. God, I'm such. I haven't had sex in 12
but
years.
I will take a hot laptop on my lap.
Oh my God! Hey, when
where
those
the
get
fan's
hot,
starting to go.
oh hell yeah!
Yeah, I want that. Please.
Yeah, when you don't have it plugged in either, and it's just like it's dying and it's hot,
heavy.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so you're right. Maybe a non-comedy visit, but I just, yeah, I don't know what it is. It's not my scene, and I think that's okay.
Yeah, I agree. I
don't need to get turned on in public.
No,
I don't have that kink.
But I do want to see that new Kristen Stewart movie.
Ooh.
And I might wait till it's on VOD.
And that means a video on demand, so you don't have to Google that.
Yeah, the
when she has a mullet?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Who's in it with her?
Kind of a newcomer, I think. It's like a bodybuilding movie.
Passion Project, The Chronology of Water.
It's yeah, I might have to see that.
You remember the last word that you pronounced like so wrong in front of somebody?
I remember on stage really early on having a joke about saying words wrong, and I said pronunciate. Right?
That's fine.
Isn't that a word that's not
pronounce?
Yeah, it's
pronunciate.
No, it's enunciate.
Oh, enunciate.
And I said pronunciate or whatever.
Oh, okay.
I said it very wrong.
Okay.
And I was like, and nobody ever laughed at that joke because they were like, this comic is a moron. That is
So that's a little embarrassing.
That's the thing I remember the most where it was like, that was wrong.
You were saying pronunciate.
Pronunciate, yeah.
It's not the end of the world, but I
it is
hear
wrong.
you.
And I was in the joke, it was like me probably shaming somebody for saying something wrong. What's the last thing you said wrong?
Infrared.
Oh, instead of infrared? That's a good one. That's a word we don't use a lot.
Yeah. When is the last time you were in an infrared sauna?
I'll have the infrared.
I'll take the infrared sauna. It was a little embarrassing. I can't remember if I said it aloud to, it was I was doing a little hang with Gabby Reese, famed legendary volleyball player.
Yes.
And she's got like a routine and it's fun to be a part of. And we did a sauna and that's.
Oh, she has a healthcare routine?
She's very.
Does she do a cold plunge?
Yeah, we did a cold plunge after.
I want to do that.
Yeah. And then I did her podcast.
Yeah.
But it wasn't to her. I don't think I said it. It was after to Adam. And he's like, well, tell me about the day. How'd it go? And I said, we did this. And then I got in the infrared sauna. And he's like, babe.
I say.
You mean infrared?
Yes. Oh, it's kind of
then
embarrassing
He's like,
to
you
the.
stupid little. You get in here.
You're like, I got straight A's at Oakwood High School. I say things wrong all the time, and Sam's like, I can't believe you said that. And I'm like, you don't understand how different our schooling was.
Which is why I even thought of this. And now I can't remember what it was.
Did he go to public school?
Yeah.
I've learned there's a big difference between private and public school.
Here's what I learned. If you go to private school, you're going to beat us in field hockey. I remember when we lost to a private school, I'd always be like, well, that's because they're always at school and they practice all the time.
They're always at school.
Maybe they were more focused.
They could recruit.
They still partied.
Yeah.
There's always stories of those bad kids.
Mm-hmm.
Did you watch, what's it, almost said Saltburn?
No.
Hmm.
So good.
You
I
want me to
loved
watch?
it.
Oh, really? I didn't know it was good.
Mm.
Okay.
It's weird, but it's good.
Okay.
I thought so. I love Emerald Fennel. Yeah, Barry.
Yeah.
I love his whole look.
I don't like when people, like, a lot of times male comics will be like, I know what you're thinking. Who's that lesbian? Like, you know, like they want to call themselves lesbian. I'm like, you fucking wish. Have you seen the lesbians in LA?
Exactly.
But he is genuinely
I
someone
love
that
his look.
kind of like reminds me of lesbians I've known.
Okay. I love his look.
Especially
I don't
when he
know
wears
his-
a vest.
I don't
like
even
that.
know his whole deal whatsoever, but I like his style.
Yeah.
But I
like-
have heard a couple of those jokes, and I actually just
He
let him
genuinely
keep
is
flowing
someone
down
that
the
like
river.
looks like a few lesbians I know. And I mean it in a good way.
okay.
Like it makes me like him.
I think he's so unique looking, and he was incredible in the movie.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, on the plane home from Philadelphia, I watched Coda,
Oh yeah.
which was
I
so
haven't seen that
good.
yet.
And I also watched Dumb Money in another movie that we have
you.
friends in, so I'm not going to talk about it.
What did you watch?
Hi, Pooch.
Were we gonna do a roundup? We forgot to. We haven't talked about our love shows.
reality, our love.
We
reality
haven't
roundup.
even in real life. We haven't been talking about it.
I know that's what because we were saving it for the pod.
Well, I did tell you. I did break the news that because we watched Queer Ultimatum, and
Well, you're talking about the past. There's not a new
no,
one.
yeah, I'm talking about the past.
Okay, thank
I
goodness.
would
because-
love for them to have a new one.
And don't you think there's no shortage of people who would go on Queer Ultimatum?
Absolutely. I don't know. And I think a lot of people watched it too. But one of
Vanessa-
the girls is in my basketball league.
Yeah, and that's kind
Yeah.
of. Have you talked to her about it at all?
No, I
Has
probably
anybody
should.
talked to her about anything?
I think I'm going to say, hey, do you want to come on our podcast?
And
Burp.
burp into the mic.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to ask her. Okay, here's the thing. When we play her, I will ask her mid-game. Like
Hey, will you come on our
mid-play.
podcast
Yeah.
while you're guarding her.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a great idea.
And she like flies by me because she's like 10 years younger than me.
She seemed cool and cute and
Yeah.
normal. She's a little shy naturally.
No,
What's the premise of this one?
Queer Love Ultimatum is on Netflix. If you haven't heard of it or watched it, it's basically a couple that's in peril. And, classic early 20s move. Like, I remember, like, should we break up or move in together? You know? And in this realm, it's on TV, and they're basically saying, or streaming, they're basically saying, we're at a crossroads in a relationship. I want to get married, and the other person doesn't. And I
Right.
need them to either get married to me within 6 weeks, or
Yeah.
I'm gone, baby, gone.
and they find other partners and switch up partners
forgot
and
that
get
part.
to live with someone else's girlfriend.
So they get to date around the batch of people
Yes.
that's there.
So it's like
a
say
mix
like
of people
six
who are ready
couples
and not
come.
ready.
Six
A
couples,
big orgy.
mix match.
Or orgy, if you're reading it.
Yeah. and then Love is Blind just had their reunion. And Love is Blind
Let's
is
just say, though,
based
of the
on-
Queer Ultimatum reunion, which I don't think, this is a bit of a spoiler alert if you're way behind and haven't started it.
Yeah.
we're not ones to like, I'm not ripping on this person, but it was the most jarring part probably was some of the plastic surgery because the Vanessa character was definitely, what am I trying to say, pegged as or made to seem sort of the villain.
Oh, yeah.
But pretty, unique looking, like,
Right.
And then to kind of see her have changed her face, it was, again, everybody should do whatever they need to do to make themselves happy.
Yeah.
But for me, it was a bummer because all I could think was, in an empath way, oh no, you watched yourself on stream or didn't like it, or you get this 360 view. I'm like, I don't want to see what I look like when I'm brushing my teeth from the side.
The thing is I think we've been so used to like seeing ourselves and listening to ourselves that like now I'm just like, whatever, that's what I am.
Yeah, I mean, look at my
like,
hair.
if you're on reality
I don't look at the back of my head before I
TV
leave the house. It's absolutely none of my business.
If you're on reality TV, you've never like seen yourself maybe on
And it's not
camera.
just,
that's hard.
hi guys, what's up? Here's my ring light. It's a 360 view of you like getting humped by your wife in bed or your girlfriend in bed. That one moment between the girl who's crazy about dogs.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, I shouldn't be seeing this. I would feel that way if it was any of the couples I liked too.
Yeah, you have to.
I'm like, I shouldn't be seeing this.
That was very entertaining.
I didn't
all
hate,
of these
I didn't like
shows
that
are
couple, yeah.
so like I really I do not understand
the editors should
the
be held
people that
responsible
go on.
for, in the same way the opioid epidemic's going on.
Yeah, editors, if you're listening, like help out a little bit.
You're making us ill.
I mean, the shows are always like people are, there's something up if you're going on one of those shows, unless
It's
like
true.
but
I do
or
think
maybe
I'm
I'm
still
jaded.
maintain this idea that there are actually some people who are looking for
That's
love
what
on
I'm saying.
them.
I'm like, maybe I'm jaded, and like there are people who are like, this is the only way to save my relationship.
know.
This is the only way to find love is to go on Love is Blind, and it has nothing to do with me wanting Instagram followers.
I know, it's tough to believe.
That's why The Golden Bachelor I thought was good, just for that reason,
And
because
I
they didn't have
proved you
social media.
wrong. You know what's so interesting about it though is, of the love shows, Bachelor and Bachelorette for sure are the top tier, right?
Right.
And I think it's because they were among the first. And if you think about it, it is so interesting, right? Like, we've talked about this. Usually, the exact thing you don't want to happen to you, you fly towards,
Right.
Like your trauma, you could say, I don't want this to happen to me. And you're just like a magnet being hurled out of a fridge, being told not to stick.
Mm-hmm.
So when you talk to all these women who are making it to the finals of The Bachelor, they're basically saying, first of all, they're like, I got to tell him my dad's dead so he can know that I want to get closer.
I'm going to need
Can't
a
wait
rose.
to tell him somebody close to me is dead. But on top of that, they're saying a lot of the themes are, this is tough for me to watch you date other women. I've always been cheated on.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like,
My walls are up.
sounds like possibly therapy could be the solution instead of going on national television for love.
Yeah.
And I don't mean it in a judgmental way. I mean it in a way that I too have walked towards the exact thing I don't want many times. So it's sort of like you're recreating the thing that hurt you.
And just so everybody knows, when
I'm
Beth
a
was
therapist.
single, we did try to sign her up for The Bachelor.
And it came back with a huge stamp on it that said, too old. They stamped my application. I did. There was nothing to print out, but we made our own and printed out.
And we sent it in, and we
Snail
haven't heard
mail.
back yet. And I really think this is why you have agents and a manager. You need to say, hey, what's going on with my Bachelor application?
What I would rather is be the next host of Blown Away. I just kind of want to put that out there.
Is that the one about blowing glass?
Blowing. Yeah.
Did you watch that?
You
You don't have
eat
to
it up.
host it. Oh, okay.
I want to host it. And also when they say, here's the person
Blown
who
away?
blew us away. And then they say the person who won the challenge. And then they're like, here's the person who didn't blow us away. And I'm like, we're really missing an opportunity here to say,
Blow
and
me?
here's the person who blew.
Yeah.
Wait, so this is a show?
Yes, it's on Netflix. It's called Blown Away. It's so good. Deb, one of the people from the
Yeah.
first season, I actually have a piece of hers. It's an egg dripping off of my. You've seen the egg dripping off of my TV stand?
Yeah.
That's a Deb Ridge.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's the drama in this?
None.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I like
beautiful.
that. I like that about Great British Bake Off too.
Yeah. See,
It's like just about the
I
craft.
will say it goes to show that we don't always need to see people harmed for entertainment.
Mhm.
There's Deb. And the little turtleneck there. She looks rad.
Shout out to Deborah.
Deborah, we love you. And your last name.
I do like
Maybe
reality
Zarefko.
show when they don't have to like put
Hi,
all of
Poochums.
that drama in there and it can just be,
Yeah.
especially like the real estate shows. I'm like, I just want to see the house. I don't
That's
care about
true.
all this drama.
The little trot away. So yes, I am still caught up in watching Bachelor. I think I'm a little bit behind right now.
I wanted to say Bachelor is too boring for me now. I want the dating shows to be like, well, everyone ends up
Well,
sad
then you're
anyway.
getting that from Love is Blind.
Yeah, I am.
Because there's psychotic drama in that
Yeah.
show where people are just full on villains.
And what I love about it is they're like, well, she didn't get a good edit. And so it's like they genuinely know and they're like, that was a bad edit, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
Got a
and
bad
the edit
edit.
for, again, spoiler alert, Love is Blind. Chelsea did get a bad edit.
I did love that guy. Spoiler alert.
What guy?
What is his name? Trevor, the guy with like the mullet.
Oh, when he had sort of like
He
a little
comes
bit of a
on,
rash.
his like pants are like on the wrong way, basically.
I know,
and
he-
he comes out and is like, he is stunned that he knows he's being embarrassed and is like, couldn't say anything.
But that was acting too. They're like,
He-
they
oh, yeah,
basically
he
straight up
stood-
asked him a question, then he was like this. I mean, I can't believe they didn't edit out some of the time he took.
No,
to
they
pause.
knew what they were doing because everyone was like, he.
He basically, they showed the
is
text
good.
messages of him
His name is
totally.
like Trey or Trevor. Or so. Oh yeah,
That's
that's him.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a mullet.
But these
and
people, they always
sort of
find a
Gaston
trail.
Vibes,
They go,
if you're of the Beauty and the Beast family.
yeah.
Oh yeah, and he was also Big Red Flags.
But you know what they do is like they just find a way. Like they
And some
say,
of the
this
women were
person's
major red
amazing. This
flags.
person's great. And then by the time the show airs, it's like, this guy was a monster. Here are my receipts. And you're like, okay,
Right.
everyone is a monster.
I was thinking about that earlier. Like, my mom is only now finding out that some of her heroes were monsters. Like, or not, I shouldn't say monsters. Like,
Louis
things
C.K. Your mom likes Louis C.K. too?
She was so bummed to find out that he was abusing his power.
I told you that when my mom at Comedy Works, my mom had no idea who Louis C.K. was. And so she's like going down the Wikipedia and she's like, oh my gosh, he's half Hungarian. And she's keep going. And I'm like, Mom, go further down. And she's just impressed by everything she's reading. And I'm like, go down. She's so interested in
She's like,
him.
oh, he's just balding from the top back.
All the personal life facts
He's
were like so
redheaded.
good.
He has 2 girls.
Oh, what a nice fella. Mom, go to controversies.
Ooh.
It's near Easter, so it's a sweet tart.
Sweet tarts.
Thank you, Stella. Also, sometimes, like when I was staying at my dad's house for the court-ordered visitation,
Now we're getting somewhere on this podcast.
in Orlando, my stepmom kind of would say, like, talk to the cat. She'd be like, "Here, girlies, dinner," and we'd think she was talking to us, but she was for sure talking to us. Here, girlies,
You're like, that's how
girlies, dinner.
Did you eat it?
Not yet.
The cat food?
I ate the cat food.
Yeah,
Yeah,
of course.
I mean, you know me. I eat a dog bone any day. Love it.
Easter candy. I like those malted
Easter's my
eggs.
favorite holiday. Yeah,
Let's see.
I love Peeps. I love Robin's eggs.
That's it. Robin's eggs.
Cadbury Robin's eggs. I like the Cadbury cream egg, caramel and original, even though the original is saccharine sweet.
The Cadbury.
These are delicious.
My granny.
These are a sweet tart jelly
No,
bean.
this is a really good. I'm like talking about my granny instead of the candy.
Yes.
My granny
You
had
can't
all
hold me
this
back.
candy in her basement.
Your Grammy?
My granny,
Yeah. So
Did
you had
sh-
a granny and a
grandma.
granny and grandma, and
Yeah.
I had Graham and grandma.
I can't wait to be a granny with Sam and to be like granny lesbians.
Yeah.
I wish
B's
I had granny
mom.
lesbians.
They're cute granny
Too
lesbians.
bad they were straight.
Did you have any kids?
So my granny had all this candy in her basement. It'd be like Cadbury eggs. It'd be like everything. And then she would drop off. One time she gave us the biggest like crate box of all Reese's peanut butter puffs.
Puffs?
Which was for us, that was like the greatest cereal ever. Yeah.
Guys, no.
We get it. We put it on. So she got all this because she watched adults that had challenges. And so she got that food was like sent to her.
Mm-hmm.
So she gives us this like huge box and it had like, I don't know, like 20 boxes of cereal in it.
Wow.
And I will never
Jackpot.
forget it because we put it in the bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Then we put the milk in and then saw all the moths.
Stop. Hold on. This took such a turn.
Literally can never eat a Reese's peanut butter puff ever again.
And that's honestly for your health because they are disgusting.
You better believe as a child, I'm like,
Cocoa Puffs.
Can I fish
Give me a
these
Cocoa
out?
Puff any day. And then on the side, eat a spoonful of peanut butter. Hi, cutie. I love you, Poochums. Come here.
What's your favorite cereal?
My favorite. Okay, and I was basically a child Seinfeld, and only in the way that I love cereal. Honeycomb was up there.
Me want honeycomb. Okay, tell me right now without
Tricks?
looking.
Oh,
What was
I thought you were gonna
on
do
the cover of the honeycomb box? What was that animal?
It was a furry little meatball, brown with tiny.
Yeah, what the fuck animal is that?
It's
A beaver? It doesn't have
No.
long teeth.
It is the
Me crave
honeycomb.
music.
Me want honey. honeycomb. Me want honeycomb. He doesn't. He identifies as me.
Yeah, I'm just like, how
I think he's a little
Yeah, let's see what it is.
honeycomb cereal. What is the little mascot, man? And I've gendered it.
Yeah.
His just a crazy critter. Did you ever read those little critter books?
The bee boy, but that's definitely not a bee.
Bernard the bee boy. But
It's a
is bee boy
critter?
different than beat boy when it comes to dancing?
is described as a horrifying abomination that God left.
I was
Okay, I
really
don't know what website this is.
Wait.
Yeah, so imagine it's like the
my
things
God.
that get through that you can just say like, and what's the mascot? It's like this little guy. But also, as you know, my brother's a furry and today's his birthday.
Happy
Yeah.
birthday, Kendall.
And I freaking wish I want one of his friends to be a furry, honeycomb
furry
critter.
craver.
Yeah. The
Can you
craver.
imagine showing up to a furry party dressed as the honeycomb guy?
Can you imagine not getting your dick sucked 17 times after that? You'd be the man.
Honeycomb. I'm gonna come.
Me want honeycomb.
Me like honey. I'm upset with you.
I know, you should be.
I liked it.
Yes, my brother, today is his birthday. He is a furry. He's a dragon. His name is Sin, S-Y-N. And his fiance is a fox.
Ooh.
Type in S-Y-N, see if you can find it. Otherwise, I'll send you the photo. No. Kendall, sorry, you are not. Yeah, he goes to all of the... Actually, he went to one next to O'Hare Airport in Chicago, and I was like, my mom lives right there. Are you going to go see mom? And he was like, no, I'm there for a convention for 4 days. I don't have any time to go see mom.
I'm obviously going to be busy. Half the time is cleaning my suit.
So I've learned so much about the furry
Do you get
community.
horny at the convention, or is that
So
a
you
rude
don't
thing
have
ask?
to, like, it's not all sexual. Some of it's just
Okay,
like,
cool.
yeah, it's like, he described it as a lot of people that do it are people that don't feel comfortable in like reality. And also that a lot of trans people will do it to try out first, like a, like, you know,
Yeah, like
differently
maybe a different
gendered,
gender type costume.
animal.
Yeah.
But all
Look.
that being said, there are sex parties too, where you can just wear the head.
Oh, I thought
or
that maybe
you
a
can
hole was
No,
cut.
there is. It's called SPH, which is a suspiciously placed hole that you can get sewed in, but it has to be by like kind of like a dealer seamstress. Like you can't get it from. He got his from Japan, and they won't
trained
put that in
professional?
there. Yes, and
Does that mean because it needs to be
Well-
like approved or?
No, because it has to be the right girth. He tried to
Imagine coming in for your fitting and they're like,
wow.
this is one of the biggest holes I've ever sewn.
He tried to get my mom
Oh, I love
to
that.
be a seamstress for
What's your
furries
persona?
in Chicago.
Right. So he offered your mom a job.
He said they're hiring to be like a furry seamstress. I was like, Mom, don't do it because it might be for the holes.
yeah.
And so she actually got out of retirement and she went back to being an electrician. So
Yeah,
that was
she's
good for
in-
her. She could
She's
be
in the union.
she could be a furry by now if it weren't for my intervention.
What's your first Mo? If you were a furry, what would your persona be?
I've heard that the foxes are a little like kinky.
So that's kind of like a tell.
Yeah, so
Like
obviously I'm
if
not
you're gonna
a
be
fox.
foxing, you better be kinking.
Yeah, like they're like a little they're kind of like the bad boys, I think.
Yeah,
The
like they
bad-
nip a little bit.
the bad furries. In a good way.
They make those sounds. They're scary.
I think I'd be a cat. Like I think you'd be a house cat.
Okay.
Yeah. What would you be?
You know, one of my nice ex-boyfriends used to say I kind of looked like the Chippette from the Chipmunks movies.
Oh.
Maybe I could be
That's
like
nice.
a sexy Chippette.
Oh.
The pink girl.
Oh. Oh, she's cute.
Yeah, maybe
That's
that
your
one
celebrity lookalike.
is a Chippette. Yeah. I mean, look, they've really modernized and bottom right.
I absolutely think that should be your fursona.
My persona is Chippette.
Actually, I take mine back. I want to be the critter now. Because
Little
I
critter
want
or
I want to get
the
crave.
honeycomb?
I want to be the crave. Me want honeycomb.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your legs would just be out
Yeah. Yeah.
in black tights.
It'd be cheaper.
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some girls there getting
Right here.
Yeah, the pink one.
Oh,
Sweethearts,
that's a
if
nice
you-
compliment.
I felt
Yeah,
that
I
way
like
too.
that.
It did make me feel good about myself. Yeah.
Wouldn't it be so? When you were a kid, I was just like, man, if I could just be little like a borrower, and that's what that
Oh,
reminds
yeah.
me
I
of.
love
Like,
the
let
littles.
me get
The book,
in
the
that.
littles.
Yeah, let me
Loved
get in
it.
the
You guys have
walls.
Polly Pockets?
Oh,
I
yeah,
loved Polly
the tiny
Pocket.
ones, the choking hazards.
In a twist of
yeah.
events, I rode away for a Polly Pocket. Like I think I was watching Alice in Wonderland, the one that was shot in Burbank, and I only remember that because it was like shot at Vista Studios in Burbank, California. And I was like, whoa. And then they had a Polly Pocket giveaway. I rode in, I asked my mom for a stamp, and somehow I freaking won a Polly Pocket. I'm like, I was blown away. I
'Cause you were
can't
the
believe it.
only
One of my
kid
most
to
prized
ride in.
possessions.
It was like that.
Honestly, it was probably a little more simple than that. I was like slightly disappointed, but it was still cool to get something for free. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of Love is Blind and personas, remember when Chelsea was like, I'm Megan Fox, and then
Yes.
she came under so much heat?
Yeah.
I think it was unnecessary heat. Like, I see where she's going with that. The eyes and
to
the kind
me, she's more Megan Fox than Megan Fox.
I'm just sort of like, why did people be so mean about that? And Jimmy was like, you don't look like that at all. It's like, all right, easy. You
Yeah.
look like a turtle with a flat top. You know, just sort of like,
You're in Love is Blind and you're like, I look like the Chippette. And then you
I-
get out, they're so disappointed. You look like a human.
you told me you were going to be a Chippette. Has anybody you've ever dated said you looked like somebody?
Me?
Yeah.
I don't remember. Maybe.
Kristen.
Well, at the Americana, there's a big photo of Charlize Theron.
Ooh.
And Cleo always says mama.
Oh. Yeah, Charlize
And-
is a hottie.
And Cleo's 4, so we have to trust what she says. She said, she was like, Mama, she thinks that I modeled and have that like photo. And I don't tell her any wrong. I'm like, yep, that's me. That was my campaign.
That's a child's eyes.
Mhm.
And I think that's a good compliment. And Cleo's spot on.
Oh, this kid in high school used to, when he'd see me, he'd say Chuck Whoolery. Who?
Chuck Woolery.
Do you remember him?
Oh, I guess let's look who that is.
We'll be back.
I
in-
would get sort of
Yes.
stop.
So
What
he
do
would
you
literally,
mean?
he'd see me in the hallway and he'd be like,
Hold on.
yeah.
You guys, I remember him, but what did he host? The Love Show?
Yeah, the love, the dating
date-
show or whatever. Dating.
The Love Connection.
He'd
Is
go
that what
like
it was?
this. He'd be like, he'd see me coming down the hall.
Stop.
He'd be like, Chuck Woolery, we'll be back in 2 and 2. And he'd do that to his chin. We'll be back in 2 and 2.
I don't get this. Because
I don't know. It was
he
so
calling you like
funny. I never forgot it. He was really funny.
Hey, but I'm not really seeing the Chuck Woolery in you.
I think it was
This
just
is
because
like
I was
a
white.
little gayish.
He was like, Chuck Woolery, you back in 2 and 2. It was like because he has a big chin. He's like, we're back
Oh.
in 2 and 2.
Can you explain it to me though? Is it going over my head? 2 and 2?
No, we'll be back in 2 and 2. I don't know. That's just what he said to me.
I hear you. I just want to make sure I'm not missing something.
2 and 2 is probably like 2 commercials and 2 commercials. 2 commercials, 2 minutes. I don't know. Something
2
like
minutes
that.
and 2 commercials?
Yeah. I don't even know if that was.
I
never
did like watching, oh my gosh, Singled Out back in the day. Holy mackerel. Speaking of love shows back in the day.
Yeah, you were like
Singled
Chris
Out, I
Hardwick.
couldn't get enough of it. It was so good. And I thought Jenny McCarthy was like, wow, she's the hottest woman
And
alive.
Carmen Electra, right? Wasn't
then
she on that?
Carmen.
Yeah.
Huh? Wow.
Yeah.
Chuck is?
Oh, he is? Oh my God, get him on. Is there
Chuck
reach
will be
out.
back in 2 and 2.
Reach out immediately.
It's
Hollywood
called blunt,
conservative.
It's called
Put
blunt
'em on.
force truth.
I love it.
I don't think our views
Oh.
align.
No doubt this is a conspiracy theorist podcast,
His
and
pin,
I
his
want
pin
him
tweet
on.
is Stem Cells in You, an interview with Matthew Feshbach, episode 718.
Elect a Republican House. Yes, I want him on.
Wait, hold on, stop. Oh, okay. It says you want to see real progress, and my eyes are so bad I thought it said Portuguese.
Wait, this is all from 2020, though.
Okay, maybe he's dead. Let's find out if
Where is he?
He's alive.
What happened to his podcast?
Where's Chuck Woolery? We'll be back in 2 and 2.
We'll be back in 2 and 2. We'll let you know after this 2 and 2 where Chuck Woolery is.
I'm trying to think if I got any mean stuff, like,
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of a couple mean ones.
No, people who say you look like Gina from Martin.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I did get, Brian Babylon
Mhm.
started that, yeah. Gina, Tisha Campbell, a white Tisha Campbell. I think it was when I was younger, it was kind of Mandy Moore vibes.
Oh, I like
when I was
that.
younger.
Candy?
Oh, yep, there's
Yeah.
Tisha. Not Tisha at all. Tisha. And Mandy. I don't know why I'm shortening Mand. Yeah. Come to me like sugar to your heart. Sugar to your heart?
Remember how bad Seventh Heaven was?
I think I loved Seventh Heaven.
But have you watched any of it since you were a child and a Christian?
No. Is it like so heavy-handed?
There's what
It's like
there's always like
smoking.
the memes are always out, and he's like,
Oh,
the wife.
You might have sent
Yeah,
me.
I did. The wife that goes, I need to tell you something. I smoked pot, and then he's like,
This is like the moment when I remember, I don't think I feel like, when your mom tells you something and I'm like, was I next to her for this? I'm almost positive I was. My mom experimented with a couple churches in the area since I've been an adult. Because, long story, but we kind of got kicked out of ours. But anyway, so.
do we have a log line?
So she was shopping around,
Okay.
she's spiritual. And I remember she kind of found a little landing spot with my oldest sister. They kind of liked this place for a bit. And I think I was visiting town. And whenever I visit, it would be a holiday maybe. And I'm making fun of them. I mean, it was one of those places where there's like a smoke machine and they're like, it's like a huge production.
I'm in.
And
Absolutely.
then, the guy on stage is like, giving up from the Lord, my wife right here.
Yes.
And you're like, guys, I hate to be stereotyping this man, but it's feeling a different type of way.
You're like stereotyping this gay man. But
Okay, so the reason that even comes into play is because then I came back maybe one other holiday or just whatever. I might have gone on a Sunday. I think I went to that place with them 3 times. And this was the last time because the pastor is getting up there for the sermon.
Mhm.
And by the way, this is one of those places that had like a big kids section or teens even.
Right.
And they had a coffee bar, very appealing.
That's cool.
Yeah, so people are like ordering frappuccinos and sitting down.
I love that. So
People are
far,
getting
no
jacked.
red flags. Please go on.
So then the pastor's like, you made me think of it because it was like, in college I had a roommate and he had a crush on me, and so it was basically like he went in to hug me a little too long, and I had to talk, or maybe he even tried to kiss him or something. I forget, but he was like, I had to talk to him about it because I knew I needed to get him help. And it was like basically like talking about probably reporting a man and getting him sent to like conversion camp or something.
Right.
And my mom was like, "We have to leave. We have to go."
Oh,
And that was the
my
last time we were
gosh.
over there.
You were like, I need to finish my Frappuccino, Mom.
Yeah, I was like, what'd he say?
Wow, way to get. That's what churches. I mean,
It was
That's
interesting.
what
Yeah,
they
and I'm not
do.
exaggerating. It was it really was like, this happened, and I knew I needed to get him help
you're
because he
like,
could still be saved. And I'm sort of like, well, I was about
I
to say something
guarantee you
mean,
that
but
guy has come out by now.
I hope he has. I hope he's happy and
Because
living
you know the thing
loud.
where you're just like, yeah, that's wrong. Like when I was in junior high and high school, my friends and I'd always be like, no, you're a dyke. Ew, get away from me. You're a dyke. And then you cut to a few years later, and I'm just like,
You know what's so funny is like, it was less me and my friends calling each other that, and the teacher calling my mom and saying I'm gay. Because
oh,
me and the gym teacher,
suspicious.
me and Amy Schaefer, who was one of my best friends in the group of the 8th grade girls,
Yeah.
we kept failing gym, and so we were in it like senior year, and I don't know if I say failing, but somehow we're in gym in senior year.
Right.
I don't think we ever like effed,
Right.
but
You were having too much fun, probably.
yeah, something happened
Yeah.
where we're taking gym when we shouldn't be taking gym,
Right.
or have to be taking.
Wait,
gym.
so you, but like, and
and I was
in
an
every
athlete
other
and
school,
everything.
you have to take gym the whole year round, though.
Okay, I'm misremembering something, but either way, it felt
Okay.
like we were in gym and we
With
were the oldest
freshmen.
kids
Got
or
it.
something.
Okay.
And I'm almost positive it was senior year, and we're messing around and stuff. We would always pant, like I could say D-pants, by the way. We would depants each
Right,
other.
yes.
Everybody else calls it pantsing.
I'm kind of a D-pants gal,
I'm a
too.
D-pants. Yeah, anyway, we
You
would
hear
depants
pants?
each other.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I think pants is right. It's like the Nordstrom
But guys,
thing.
you're
Nordstrom,
you're taking the
Nordstroms.
pants off. So we would depants each other, and we also play this game in the gym in the locker room called Mop, where we would turn out while everybody's changing. We would turn out the lights and take one of those really long mops from the janitor's closet and just start running it down the halls.
Wait,
while
that
people
is
are
so
standing
fun.
there. It was so
I love
fun.
that. It's terrifying.
Okay, so people hated us.
Yes.
And anyway, Mrs. Lomar ended up calling both of our parents and being like, I think your girls are gay. Like it was bad. And my mom and her
Wow.
mom were like, yeah, okay. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Who gives a crap?
Right.
Who gives a care? Anyway, that was a very weird situation. I don't know. That's got to be on. That's
There
on
were
her side
no-
of the street.
You know, there were no people out. I mean, like in high school then.
We
so
definitely-
it was
you're
such a
right.
different,
It
like,
was a totally different time because
Yeah.
we definitely have people who now we knew and I don't want to say secretly supportive. I was like,
oh yeah, I had.
I don't know how to
friends-
say it because
yeah,
it's
for
not like
sure.
I wanted
No,
it to be a secret, but it was sort of
right.
like, I kind of know and love you.
Yeah. My
But it wasn't really-
my high school boyfriend was always like, are you gay? Are you gay? Are you gay? To me. And I was
Are you
like,
serious, Mom?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, he did. And I was like,
Okay.
absolutely not. I love my life. I love
Get
my boyfriend.
your
I love
dick
your
over
dick.
here.
I love your balls. Yeah.
Let me cup your balls.
It was like, now this is fun. Let's go to Panera Bread again instead of do other things.
Let's eat so much Panera Bread we don't have the energy to mess around.
Yeah. Broccoli cheddar bread bowl, here I come. Let me dive in.
Mo used to get her side option would be another piece of bread.
No, but it'd be two. I would ask for an extra. So I'd have a bread bowl.
she basically
with
had
the
a full
broccoli cheddar.
baguette and then a
Yes.
pound of cheese.
And I would take out the soft part and then dip it in
So
that.
good.
Oh, so
It's
good.
so good. I'm clearly not judging, by the way, just for the record. I
Oh.
also got the broccoli cheddar.
Also, like my metabolism was amazing
Yeah.
at that time, so it's like it didn't matter.
and I would get a pumpkin muffy.
Oh, a muffy, yes.
So
Yeah,
good.
this was when Panera was good back in the day.
Just the top. It
I
used to
still
be
get it
so
like
good.
once every other week.
I hope you don't get those hyped up lemonades, or whatever they're called. Those cocaine
My
lemonades.
mom was doing Panera here and there.
Oh yeah, actually, the
Still.
Panera Bread where my mom lives is really nice, and they have a drive-through, and it's the place to be for lunch.
Really?
Yeah, isn't that interesting about my mom? That's like
No, I was
stop
trying to
talking
think.
me.
I was like, my mom was going there a lot.
Yeah,
Sorry,
she was seeing somebody, the manager maybe.
No.
Well, now is the time for her to tell us the truth on why she was going to Panera Bread that much.
Mom, answer the phone when we call you. Answer us.
Yes.
Yeah, Erica's-
charged lemonades. Do not drink a charged lemonade, please.
For a second death? Stop.
charged lemonade.
Drank 3 of the highly caffeinated beverages before suffering cardiac arrest.
Wait, is that how many Coca-Colas does it
Oh my goodness.
equal?
I mean,
One
was this
Panera
a plan with one of his
lemonade.
loved ones and he just like fell on the sword
How many?
to like sue? Second family blames Panera's charged
You're asking
lemonades.
if this is a romantic story?
I'm just saying
Wait,
it
1,
could be
2,
a bit of
3,
a
4,
Romeo and
5,
Juliet
6.
situation.
Wow.
Panera charged lemonade,
11 and a half.
30 ounce is 390 milligrams of caffeine, where Coca-Cola 12 ounce is 34.
Yeah, no, but
milligrams
it's
of
saying that's
caffeine.
11 and a half Coca-Colas.
Oh my goodness. Why was that
Equals
ever
a
made?
Panera.
And how was it not
Charged
just
lemonade.
sludge? The
Yeah.
fact that they could make that a liquid is actually the most impressive part of the entire drink.
The science is fascinating.
science is
And we
fascinating.
do respect science.
And that's true. And if you overdose, chug a Panera charged lemonade to come back to life.
Absolutely.
Okay, that is not true, and please don't listen to me.
I was like, yes, and then no.
No. Yes and no.
Absolutely.
I drink a lot of caffeine today, I think. Pretty amped
Yeah.
to make it through the day. And I think I slept enough.
Did it work?
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
still going strong.
I just had a
Pretty long
Coke
day.
Zero. I'm ready to. Yeah, I'll be up till midnight.
You will?
Yeah. Absolutely. I
What
gotta
time-
watch that movie that you were watching.
Coda?
Yeah. No. You watch.
Oh,
well,
Saltburn.
Yeah, I gotta watch Saltburn.
I need to see Poor Things still.
Me too. There's something about it that
I keep on not pressing
I
play.
can't push play because it feels like too
It's
manic.
going to take me to a dark place.
Yeah, it feels too much energy.
I have started as well. Like I press it and I hear the music and stuff and I'm like,
I did that with holdovers. I would push play, and I was like, I don't want to watch a show about a high school boys.
And then I did,
liked
and I'm
it.
so
Yeah,
happy I
I
did.
liked it. Yeah,
his
same.
little eyeball was cute.
I went on a date with a comedian to the holdovers.
Oh my God, that means it was recent, Stella.
And what?
That means it was recent.
It was. I don't want to talk about it.
Oh my God,
But
I'm
please
upset
talk
with you.
about it.
And we went and saw the holdovers, and he had to move seats twice because of the noise, the people next to him. Like, it was too loud. And I was like, this guy is a psychopath. But every time I see the holdovers, I just think of him. Like,
Isn't that interesting?
That's
I mean,
why
obviously.
you can't see a movie on a
With-
date
yeah.
because it'll ruin the movie.
I'm over. Oh my gosh. How did you meet him? And do you have to see him again? Oh my God. Oh my God.
I love the idea of bleeping this and
Yes, blank the name, but you must know
Nobody-
that I too have had an experience.
Oh my God. He's crazy.
Did you bone him or no?
No.
Okay, so I did.
what are the odds?
The odds are extremely high.
You're right. Single male
We both work in
comedians.
comedy. I know these are the tough times where you're like, you kind of have these moments where you go. I mean, I personally, as you age, you give grace, and you don't need to do the whole thing where it's like somebody you dated doesn't have to be like the worst person ever and what asshole and he sucks if he didn't want you. It's like, yeah, sometimes you're not compatible. It is what it is. But that particular experience was strange. It was, yeah. And I just will say too, it was kind of pandemonium tied a
Yeah.
bit. Anything that happened for me during the pandemonium was bad. He did circle back, I think.
Yeah.
I really do think he circled back
Mhm.
because I don't want to give myself too much credit because maybe he just did it in a friend way. But I did push him a little on a few things because he seems like he's like so stuck in his ways. I have a joke about it. He's probably got like 2 minutes in there, and he knows because he remembers it.
I mean, I think it's talking about that on a podcast like this. This is why we do a podcast like this, just to bring
one
everything
of the
back
jokes
to
in
sweets
my
and food.
current hour is still about him, which is he
Which one?
categorized granola as dessert, and I
Oh.
absolutely can't have that.
What's even funnier is I thought that was about a different guy that you dated. So in my head, I was thinking this other guy. Now I have to shift that.
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah, and I didn't want to be whatever.
Well,
but
here was the
Yeah.
breaking point for me was like, there was courting, there was fun, we had some chemistry. It went on for like honestly, I think about 6 weeks. I pushed back a little bit on a few things, like even relationship and discussion with mother about certain things. And yeah, I was like, well, you should talk about this or ask or, And then it was when he kind of circled back, he was like, you were right. I did mention it. Thank you. So I thought that was good.
Yeah.
I think the circle back, like I said, I don't want it to come off like he missed me, because I don't think it was that. It wasn't like, hey, I miss you.
But he took some of your advice.
The feeler. I don't know what he was doing really. It might have just been a thank you, or he might have been thinking like, I don't think since it's been romantic, but I also may have not read it right in the sense that maybe he did put a feeler out to see if I would Nibble.
Me want you, Ben.
But one of the breaking points was our incompatibility with food.
Yeah.
Big time. And even just like, it was not an argument, but it was sort of like a discussion over what we were going to eat. And I was like, how about this, or whatever. And he deemed it like kind of like unhealthy. And then shortly after that, he was like, can we talk? And here's the thing. I didn't, like, this is not just me being prideful. It's more about my own problem of being sort of, what's it called? Codependent or Al-Anon-ic or something.
Right.
Which is like, I knew it wasn't right. Like, I felt off. And I should have been like, because I'm sure he felt it too. I could have easily been like, not feeling it anymore, kind of, right? But instead, I had him do it. And it was a little bit like, I guess you could say hit to my ego. But the truth really was I did want it to. And it's like, well, then why didn't you say anything?
Right.
And it's sort of like, it was a good lesson for me, because I'm like, thank goodness he did that. I would have gone on forever, baby. You know what I mean? Unhappy.
You can't stop me.
For real. So it's sort of like, he knew and I knew it wasn't a right fit, and that's okay. But it bugged me that I couldn't freaking do it. And less in a finish line way, because yes, my ego is involved, but more in a like, why would you stay longer when you knew it didn't feel good? These are the cringe moments. Like, sometimes you think I've grown out of that. And I've looked back at things I've done, even in the last maybe 4 years ago on a breakup, the equivalent of like an away message on AIM that's embarrassing. Like, after they rejected you, like a Dixie Chicks quote or something. So it's sort of like,
Cowboy,
there's
take
those
me away.
feelings that happen where you're like, man, I should have just freaking kept those feelings.
I'm not ready to make nice.
Yeah. I'm not ready to make nice. Well, couldn't if I could.
I want
I'm still mad as hell.
The guy that you guys went on a
Boned.
date and boned.
God bless the broken road that led me straight to you in every long lost. Something like that.
So
That's him to my current boyfriend. I mean, me singing that.
I feel like in that music video, it's one of those things where they're playing Fully in the Rain with electric guitars, and I'm like, that can't be safe.
Why aren't they getting zapped?
Yeah.
These guys would be getting zapped in the rain.
The Rascal Flats, we got to have them on.
Every
So far, we have Chuck Whoolery and the Rascal Flats. I want
Our guests are
our
not
first
synonymous
guest.
with our
Yes, I want our
energies.
first guest to be people where people are like, what? Like, who's heard of that guy in 25 years?
Let's get oh my goodness. There was like, the show Botched. I don't know why I just looked at that and I thought of Botched, but there was a guy on there who keeps on trying to look more and more like Justin Bieber. And it's like, I want him to get help. Because it's like he was cute before, but I guess I think it
must
it's
be
like
an
you can't receive advice
addiction,
until you're
too.
ready to see it.
Yeah.
It's a bummer.
It might be an addiction because when all of our tattoos. I mean, we've continued to get them even though we're doing.
Mo and I have matching tattoos.
Yeah, we've got these. This is for Dayton. We have a hilarious improv
We got these
tattoo
during when Mo
together.
directed my special.
My legs are really hairy. But
okay, so don't show
that's
up.
not
But I have Zip on the back of my
abnormal.
leg, and Mo has Zap.
Yeah.
And our other friend
I could
Alana,
show
the
that.
knife Johnston, has Zop. We got Zip, Zap, Zop. What if I just farted into the microphone?
This is how far my leg goes up, and I've been doing Pilates for 3 weeks. I want my money back. Look at that. I could never do that.
Can you
I had a
see my
baby, though.
nipples?
Absolutely.
Can you see the outline
I
of
can
my
see the
pee lips?
nipple in your ass.
I feel like I do have a... This feels so
That's
good.
impressive. I could never do that.
Well, it's time for us to stretch.
Oh, it's time for us to wrap it up and stretch. We stretch after
Hey,
every
everybody.
show.
Just remember, if you're going to have sex, wrap it up.
Wrap it up. Wrap it up.
And that's what we're going to do right now. Wrap up the show. This has been another episode of Sweethearts. What was your favorite jelly bean sweet tart?
I liked the blue one. Those
She's
are delicious.
lying out of her age.
I love the blue one.
Purple was good for me.
If you said yellow, I'd be like, you're lying.
Yeah, yellow never wins.
Yeah. If there's a yellow Skittle, I won't even have a yellow M&M because it reminds me of the yellow Skittle.
And it reminds me of the yellow runt, which is a banana.
I do like the bananas.
Ew.
I know.
We're incompatible.
Disgusting.
Podcast over.
Absolutely.
Signing off.
Next episode starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Delilah.